Hey there, we are going to make something big today. We're going to make a huge white cake stand, and I'm gonna show you the whole process. Let's go. All right, the first thing you have to do to start off any big piece is make sure it is freaking centered. So here I am making sure this is nice and centered. And you know what? I think, let's test it. Fingers not moving. She's good. So we're gonna start throwing now. Every cake stand is comprised of two parts. There's the cake plate and then the actual stand that it's on. So I'm gonna start with the cake plate. I'm gonna get this giant mound of clay. I never weigh my clay, so let's just guess it's about 8 pounds. Here I am coning the clay up and down, which is a way to get it even more centered and ready to start throwing. Now, the way to check if something is centered is just by holding your finger on the wet clay. If your finger doesn't move, it's centered. Here you can see I'm using both of my hands to bring that clay out into a plate shape. I'm throwing on a bat that's about 14 inches in diameter. I think I got the plate out to be about 12 inches. Here I start bringing up the walls, but I kind of screw up the first time. Okay, this is savable, this is savable. Exactly, this is savable. Let's just cut off that messed up part and start again. Here's a clean new edge of the cake plate. Now, normally I would wire off or cut off this piece from the bat, but I'm actually going to let this dry and separate from the bat naturally. It helps the cake plate to have a much flatter top. Now we're going to make the stand that the cake plate will go on. And voila, the stand is made. Flip it over, see what it's gonna look like, and there we go. Chef's kiss. This is the bottom of the cake stand. So we'll go ahead and let these pieces dry for a few days until it is time to trim them. All right, so it's been a couple days. This thing has dried out quite a bit. I flipped it over and now it is time to trim. Right here we have the cake plate, and then right over there I've got the actual cake stand. And first we trim and then we will attach them together. All right, we're gonna start this trimming journey with the Cheryl mud shredding tool. I swear by this tool, I use it all the time. It really helps to get a start on trimming before you go in with your other pottery tools and really get that smooth surface. Of course, always finishing it off with this metal kidney rib. Now that the surface is perfect and the edges look nice, we're gonna flip it over and start working on this wavy edge. I really love this scallop, wavy, whatever you wanna call it. I've tried different ways. This is the first time I used just my wire cutting tool, and I feel like it actually worked pretty well. I went in with a sponge to smooth things out before I went ahead and attached the stand to my cake plate. You really got to get it on there. I used some slip and then I smoothed it all out. This thing is heavy. Heavy, yes, but it's also pretty perfect. So I go ahead and cover this in plastic to let everything kind of set before I go in a couple days later and add flowers. Here at Erica Moore Pottery, we firmly believe in covering every single piece of pottery with flowers. This cake stand is going to have tiny little bundles of handmade flowers on the lowest parts of each of the scallops. So here I am making these little teeny flower bundles. I love them so much. I think at this point in my pottery career, I've probably made 1 million of these, and I just love them. I think they're really cute and delicate, very coquette, very feminine. They just add a little bit of whimsy, a little bit of girlishness. But at the same time, it's very classy because these blooms are eternal. They're glazed, they're gonna stay forever, and they're just gonna make all of your cakes look really freaking cute. Okay, so after we finish all the flowers, we let this dry forever, probably 2 weeks, before loading it into the kiln for its first ever firing. Good luck, baby girl. Good luck, baby. And what do you know? She survived, and it's time to glaze. Now, glazing an object like this is pretty scary because you gotta pour it on the top, you gotta paint it on the bottom. There's a lot of different methods. I don't have that big of a bucket, but I got everything covered, and I think it turned out pretty good. And then the final step, walking this over to the kiln. One hand. Scary. Here we go. I need to show you. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Oh my gosh. What's the temperature? We're at 105. Okay, I can take this out. Oh my gosh. It looks perfect from right here. Wow. This is incredibly exciting. Oh my gosh. How is this real? Stunned. I'm stunned. I don't know if I've ever made a piece this perfect before. Oh, I love it. I love it so much. I really just outdid myself on this. I'm so happy with it. I'm so happy with it. I'm so incredibly proud of this. I can't wait to take some pictures of it. Yay! I think overall, I'm quite pleased with how this turned out. What I look for in a successful cake plate is, you know, do we have a flat top? I don't see any drooping there, which is amazing. There's no cracks in any of the connection points, whether on the inside or right here. All of the flowers turned out so cute. I'm so thrilled with how this turned out. This is the first time I've ever made a cake stand out of this clay. It just turned out so beautifully, and I can't wait to put a cake on this. Let me know what you think in the comments.